This isn't a real song, oh, this isn't a real song, you know. This is just for the video. Yeah, no, I think that'll work for the video. I think. It's the Music Theory Corner. Come along and learn with me. It's the Music Theory Corner. Chord progressions. Here we go. Shalom and welcome to Music Theory Corner. Fun fact: I recorded this entire video and my audio didn't play. I used Cubase and I pressed the button, but it just didn't want to go. No, Cubase. But that's fine. You know, you do it once, you get some experience. You get to do it again better, right? Yeah, let's go with that. Today we will be discussing chord progressions and chord inversions. Haha, extra little tidbit in there for you. Before we get into all that though, we're going to talk about melody and harmony. Do you know what melody and harmony are? Most likely, if you've been in music, you've heard of these terms. However, if you haven't, that's okay. They're actually pretty simple and vague. Melody is a set of singular notes along, a path. It could be a riff, it could be whatever, and it sounds pleasant. Yes, that is the dictionary definition. Harmony is two or more notes on top of each other that sound pleasant. I know it's that's what the dictionary says. So melody can be a nice little ditty. Harmony is just progressions that sound nice, basically. Now, chord inversions. So we talked about our triad, our 3-note chord. So we're going to be using, of course, the key of C in this example. Our root inversion is going to be C, E, and G. So basically, thirds stacked on top of each other. Now for our first inversion, we're going to take E, and we're going to make that the root of the chord. So it's going to go E, G, and C. For our second inversion, we're going to take the G and make that the root of the chord. Chord progressions are interesting depending on what style of music you like to use. For example, jazz, the cardinal building block is the 2-5-1. In pop music, you get one of two varieties depending major or minor. You either get the 1-5-6-4 or the 6-4-1-5. This also can go for country sometimes too. It depends. Classical music, for example, is a lot stricter and has more rules. But man, do they have one of my favorite things ever, the Roman numeral analysis. Some of my music theory friends just mentally slap me because they hate this thing, but I love it. It's pretty great. Conceptually, you take the chords and you name them by Roman numerals. So in the key of C, the 1 is a capital I for major 1, and for the 2, you have 2 little i's, that means minor 2. And then you have 6-3 next to them, which means the first inversion, and you have 6-4, which means the second inversion. It's a fun time. It's more academic. It's not necessary for, just general playing, but I enjoy it. But let's go back to the previous video. Let's talk a little bit about that circle of fifths, how everything likes to go. I'm going to play a little example for you using the circle of fifths, and I'm going to explain what I did and why I did it. As you saw on the screen, I laid out the chords as I played them. I started out with C. I went to B diminished, which usually one of two places is going to go up to C most of the time, but in this context, it's also the 5 of E minor, which was the next one. And E minor was the 5 of A, and A was the 5 of D, which was the 5 of G, which is the 5 of 1. Now, what I did from there, and this will be a different topic, but I made the C a C7, which acts as the major 5 chord of F, and I resolved to F, which is why it sounded like it was in a different key. Now, there's a myriad of ways you can go with chord progressions. There's no technical rules for what you have to do for music. Now, there are things that usually sound good. Now, the 4 chord can go many different places. You don't always have to go from the 1 to the 4. It works really well as a consonant chord. For example, we'll take C, the 1. We'll go to its first inversion, which has E as the bottom, which acts as the leading tone to the 4. We'll go to the 4 to the 5. Then we'll resolve back to 1. Another reason F works so well as a stepping stone to the 5 is because the F, the tonic, that F, acts as the 7th of G. And again, extended chords. Yes, we'll get there. We'll do them. It'll be jazzy. The dominant 7th chord has a tritone that F to B, or B to F, and resolves nicely to the C and the E respectively. Now F can go a myriad of places. It doesn't have to be before the 5. It could be after the 5, it could be a lot of different places because it also depends on your melody. You want to take your melody and look at the notes that the melody goes through and think about the chords in relation to the melody, because in the end the harmony serves to lift up the melody to make it really sound good. It's not strict like that. You can have chords that don't really match the melody, but they have to serve purpose. They can't just be there just like, oh, I really like this E flat 7 chord if you're in the key of F sharp. No, it doesn't really work if there's no point to it. Say in your melody you have an E note right here, okay? So if you think about your chords in the key of C, you have 3 options generally as far as what chord you want to use. E minor, C, or A minor, because E is in all of those. Thank you all for watching Music Theory Corner. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And here are 2 pictures, that's right, 2, of foxes.